Okay, so today we're talking about getting ready for winter, colder months. Not our favorite thing for the most part, but you know what? It's going to happen one way or another. The next thing I'm going to tackle is fireplaces. So do you have a wood-burning fireplace or do you have a gas fireplace? Or maybe you don't have a fireplace at all. So this next segment's not for you. But it's interesting because a lot of people, when it comes to fireplaces and they're building a home, they ask me, because I will go with you when you're building a new home. I will be your representation on new construction. I love doing that. But a lot of people, when they're looking at the bottom line, adding a fireplace, it can be very expensive. If you're adding a wood-burning fireplace, you have to go to a custom builder, because a lot of the big box builders will not even build you a wood-burning fireplace, because you have to have the entire flue that goes all the way up, and you have to have the box and everything, and it's a little bit more costly to build a wood-burning fireplace. But if you love the wood-burning fireplace and you know that you're going to use it, it's a wonderful thing having a fireplace in your home. But it's very interesting because I would say, and this is just from my experience 20 years in the business, it seems like probably 80% of the people that I talk to, they never use their fireplace because, number one, it's usually a hassle. Number two, people are just scared of it. They're scared of fire, the possibility of fire. So if you are thinking about building a home or buying a home that has a fireplace, number one, if you buy a resale and it has a fireplace, you don't have to use it. And if you do buy a home with a fireplace, you want to talk to the owner or ask the agent for the owner, or your agent can do that as well. Find out how often that fireplace has been used. If it's been used a lot and it's in good working order, you always want to make sure that your fireplace is cleaned and checked, at least on a probably biannual basis, if not an annual basis. If you have a wood-burning fireplace, the bricks on the inside of that fireplace, from the heat and the creosote and everything, they heat up so much that over time it does tend to disintegrate. Let's start with the gas fireplace, okay? Because I think if your home is within the last 20 to 30 years, most likely you have a gas burning fireplace. If you have an electric fireplace, you just plug it in and go, right? There's no maintenance really, I don't think. You just get to see the pretend flames, and sometimes there's a little heater in there, which you probably want to make sure that it's working. If you smell a burning, then obviously turn it off and get it checked. But let's start first with a gas fireplace. First thing you have to do, if you're going to do it yourself, if you're going to clean it yourself, there are companies out there that will come clean a gas fireplace. But you obviously want to turn off the gas and make sure that that interior of the gas burning fireplace is cooled off before you get started in this process. You will remove the glass from the front of a gas fireplace if you have one. That can be a little bit tricky. Again, if you need help, that's fine. But usually you have to lift up that glass in order to disengage it so that glass will come out. It's always a little bit tricky. I had a gas burning fireplace for many, many years, and it was something that we didn't clean on the inside because removing that glass and getting it back on was a little bit tricky. So it's definitely something, if you want to get the full effect of your fireplace, if it's clean, it looks amazing. But you have to clean on the inside of that glass and the outside. And so in order to do that, you have to remove the glass from the front of that system, okay? You want to make sure that it's dry. Don't use an abrasive because it's glass. It's gonna etch in there, and that's not a good thing. You can clean the burner and the logs. You take all the little logs out separately. You can clean it. You can get a vacuum cleaner and clean all the dust off of it. If you have these little embers that help make the flames look bigger, you can get some fresh embers. Again, if you want to spend a couple $100s and just have somebody else do that, there are companies out there that will help you do that. And then you want to make sure that everything gets put back together properly before you turn it on. The other thing is checking your venting system. If you have a gas fireplace, it vents to the outside of your home. Usually just the back of the unit is venting to the back of your home. If you see and you go outside and you look at the back of that gas burning fireplace, it's dark, black, discolored in any way, you may want to get that checked by a professional because maybe it's not venting properly. And a gas fireplace, usually even if you're not using it, there's a little flicker, there's a little flame that's on all the time. Most people will turn that off, turn the gas off to the fireplace during the summer months, but then when you turn it back on, you'll always have that little gas flame. And that, again, safety reasons, it scares a lot of people. And so they're like, I don't want that flame burning constantly inside my home, even if it's just a little bit. So it's on just a little bit. And then a lot of times you just have to flip a switch. And we call that instant romance in the real estate world, when you have a gas burning fireplace and all you have to do is turn on the switch. If everything is working properly, it'll fire up and it'll turn on. A gas fireplace is less mess, less maintenance, but you still have to maintain it. And if you are planning to sell your home, you've not turned your fireplace on for a long, long time, guess what? Either you go ahead and get it done, or we'll have to disclose that you have not used it, you don't want to turn it on, and that will be up to the buyer to decide how they want to handle it. They may say, well, I want to see if it's working. So can you hire someone to get that done? Again, that's going to be up to you, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, if you are comfortable. The other thing is, if you have any kind of on your roof or near your roof or on the side of your house, again, if there's any like a chimney cap or anything like that, that could be costly to get looked at and to get fixed if it is needed. So we're going to talk about that in just a minute. So we're going to talk about the wood burning fireplace. Not everybody has it. Not everybody wants it because it tends to be messy because you have to chop firewood. So talking about I'm going to wrap up. Let's wrap up the gas fireplace, right? Safety
1 minute.
first. Turn it off. Clean the glass. If you don't know how to do it, there should be a manual, or you can look it up online on how to remove the glass from the front of your gas burning fireplace. Clean the burner, the logs. Make sure that you're dusting. Use something replacing the material that may be old or not working that gives you that little extra spark. Checking the venting, making sure that you reassemble it properly. So that's your gas burning fireplace. And we're going to take a quick break. Then we're going to talk about the wood burning fireplace.